I was in the gallery in Grey Lynn. I'd just opened the new space after closing the Vivian, and this kind of quite gentle man came in and had a look around the gallery and introduced himself. And he said he was an artist. His name was Roy Good, and he'd had a few shows. He was between galleries. He left me a book. Strangely enough, that book sat on my desk for about 2 weeks. And I sat down with a coffee one day and I thought, I better read this bloody thing, and opened it up. And I was pretty blown away immediately by the stature of the work that I was seeing before me. Roy's been showing in New Zealand for a long time, and there's been a couple of real knockout institutional shows. But there was something missing from it. I immediately felt Roy was a bit ignored. Flotsam and jetsam of the art world, you know, things come and go, fashions come and go, trends come and go. And it's quite rare to find an artist of that stature who's been doing the same thing for over 50 years. One of the reasons I wanted to make this film with Craig was to capture the history of that. Where did it come from? What were the movements behind this kind of lone figure, really, in the New Zealand art world? I mean, there's a lot of inherent bravery in Roy's work, and I was really interested in why he never gave it up. He continued to do it, and I thought this would make a really interesting film to explore, and something really, really important to the art history, not just of Aotearoa New Zealand, but actual global art history with a particular focus on modernist abstraction.
When I first met Roy, I just thought he was such an unassuming person. I mean, for somebody who's had such an extraordinary career, what is it, like 60 odd years that he's been practicing, and compared to his peers, you know, people like Dick Frizzell and Tom Kreiser, people that went through the University of Canterbury about the same time, I mean, you know their names, their household names, and because I think he had worked a lot as a designer, as a practicing designer in industry, he didn't ever have that kind of recognition from the art market. It's only been comparatively recently that people have connected him with Milan Merkasic, with the Vuletic circle around the Peter James Gallery, and made the connection that he was always there as an abstractionist, working from the very earliest times. So I just think it's fantastic that at his age and stage, he's been able to really come into the limelight.
Having such a strong preference for design, I of course knew about the Bauhaus school in Germany and the principle that was established there, that there was no real division between the arts, crafts, fine art, architecture, design. It was all a seamless spread of creative activity, and one not being any better or higher or well regarded than the other, but it was something, you know, you practice as a craftsperson across the whole field. So that really inspired me, and the fact that abstract painting was a manifestation of the principles of the Bauhaus absolutely struck a chord, and there and then I really decided that was my direction. That was the course I took, and I really haven't deviated much at all from that, if at all.
There's like an understatement in the work that Roy does, this sort of intellectual, sort of quiet, high-level intellectual work. And it's not the big shouty, temporary stuff that, or ephemeral sort of stuff that is out in the world these days. It's actually, it carries a lot of weight, and I believe that they are going to be relevant well into the future. I can look back on my own creative career and recognise influences that have shaped it. And his sort of disciplined, reductionist in a way, design aesthetic really had a big impact on my work. And, these influences I've carried with me all through my life. So, I've always recognised his very large kind of contribution to my own career.
It's essentially, first of all, he's a pioneer. Roy's actually right there at the beginning of that pure abstract movement in New Zealand, and saying there is a context for European abstraction in which it has meaning to people living in New Zealand. And I think it's an essential aspect, I think, of his practice, and proving, in fact, that with the imagery and the materials he's using, that it's possible for him to have sustained a lifelong practice.
There is a twinkle in his eye, and I think he is always refreshing his work. He is always creating new ways of puzzling the eye and teasing perception. And it's really over the last 10 to 20 years that his career has flourished, and there's been this kind of late flowering of his work and more acknowledgement of that work as well.
I think abstraction has a history and a connection to earlier religious art that attempts to create a touchstone in the object that lifts your mind above the ordinary. And that was one of the goals of abstraction. And art always provided that for me. It was something that removed me completely from reality, because, you finish a work and you're happy with it. But getting that buzz and uplift from being satisfied with what you've done and the effect it has on you.
Craig and I and Roy and many other people have been working on this film in our own time over the past 2 years. It's been a really exciting journey, and we've put hundreds of hours into it, but we quickly realised we can't do this on our own. And what we're looking for really is some support and financial help to get this documentary made. And you can click on the link below and go through and find how it works and learn a wee bit more about the journey that we've been on and the journey ahead.